What's going on, guys? It's Danny from Slow Restoration, and as you can see, we have an empty bay here, which is kind of unusual, and it's a lift bay, so we might as well get something in here to work on. Do have this motor here. This is the 4.3 that came out of the wrecked Xtreme part of Project LS Xtreme. It was a good 4.3. It was a stick shift, so we'll have to change that. But other than that, it was a decent running 4.3, relatively dry, not a ton of oil leaks or anything. So we do have, let's run over here real quick. We have this truck we picked up a little while ago. It's a 2000, I believe it is, Xtreme pickup with a bad motor. It's got a very bad, at least one spun rod bearing, maybe two. It sounds horrible. So we're gonna see if we can get it fired up. We're gonna get out over to a lift side and get some stuff draining and get this thing ready to pull the motor, and we'll just swap in that 4.3. We'll be able to use this truck for whatever we decide to do with it. For right now, I had thought about maybe LS swapping it, but it's right now we just have too much going on. We already have that 4.3 sitting over there, so we might as well use it and make this a usable, drivable truck and get it out of my garage. So let's get to it. Well, the first attempt was not good. It's been charging here for a couple minutes, but it's gonna take a little bit more time. Oh, here goes attempt number 2. Oh, fire right up. Awesome. As you can see, this thing sounds absolutely horrible. Get a little rev here. Alright, let's get it into the garage before this thing blows up. All right, we got it inside the garage successfully. It was a little bit of a tight squeeze. This is a pretty decent truck, definitely a driver. It's got some, little dings and dents here. Nothing horrible. The worst of it's probably the clear coat peeling. This fender flare, well, definitely that one. This bed step. I think this front flare mirrors and the front flare has some peeling. Other than that, like I said, the truck's not horrible. It would definitely clean up pretty good. This side's actually not bad at all. So we might do a little bit of a touch up on it. Maybe just repaint. You can't really just re-clear these, you have to repaint them, which kind of sucks because it's going to be a little brighter than the rest of the paint. But yeah, we might touch it up a little bit. We might just drive it as is. Like I said, it's definitely a driver quality truck at this point. Definitely could be taken to the next level, but right now we just have too many other projects to take this one to the next level. But we might as well use and enjoy this truck by putting that motor in it. Let's get started. All right, we're getting underway here. We got the top part of the fan shroud off. We'll start getting stuff unhooked up here. I'm not going to do a step by step. I don't think there's really any sense of doing just step by step by step. This is something I just want to try and get done, get knocked out. We are going to put a rear main seal and I think an oil pan gasket on this. That's the two common places these things leak, and one thing I hate is oil leaks. So we're going to try and keep this truck for a little bit and drive it. So we're going to do just a few preventative things while we're in here, but let's get ripping on this thing, get this motor. Actually, I think I'm going to drop, I normally just go ahead and pull the transmissions out of these trucks. It's almost easier. You can't really get to the top bell housing bolts anyway, so you have to pull the cross member and drop the trans down to get to them. So it's at that point you have the cross member and the bell housing bolts out, you might as well just pull the whole trans out of the truck. It gives you a little bit more room to work anyway. So we'll get some stuff unhooked up here, get underneath, get the transmission unhooked, drop it out, and get this motor pulled up out of here. We got coolant draining. Now we're back up in the air. So unhook some stuff on the bottom here. See how far we can get. Making some good progress here. When the transmission's a little bit heavy to pull out by yourself, even with a lift, I just unbolt all the bolts, let it down, jack it up, and take the rest of the bolts out and wiggle it out, and then we can just lift the truck up off the transmission pretty much. Now with the truck up out of the way, we can just wheel the transmission right out of our way. So as I'm looking up here, I'm remembering now that this is a 2000 S10 and it has EGR valves, and it actually has the secondary air injection pump, which I really wanted to ditch this whole setup. This motor, when I pulled it, I pulled the whole harness, the computer, everything, even the fuel lines. So what I failed to remember was this was a stick shift. So this harness has the plugs for a manual trans, and this computer is going to be programmed for a manual trans. So, and these computers are different from the 03 to 2000 trucks. So I got some thinking to do. It's either a lot of changeover. I think I'd have to change the intake and exhaust manifolds, and then all the wiring harness. The newer motors have a different knock sensor. I'm not sure if they're interchangeable. This is the newer style that just has a bolt in it. And as you can see from this one, get a light here. Yeah, that one actually screws in. The whole sensor screws in, not a bolt. So they are different. It looks like it goes in the same location, so hopefully the threads are the same. I'm not sure on that one. I would have much rather have the newer computer and the, not all the EGR valve and air injection pump and stuff like that. That was kind of my plan, is just to, like I said, put this whole newer setup in, and doesn't look like that's going to work. So guys, I think we're going to call it there for tonight until I can figure this out. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.